What is one thing movies and albums have in common? They both can transport you into a completely different reality. The difference between a good album and a great album is a great album doesn't just sound good, but builds a universe within the music. When you listen to a great album, you get a similar feeling to walking out of a movie theater after you just watched a great movie. It stays in your mind just a bit longer than any other album, and I'm not just talking about an album that sounds good and is catchy. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that, but an album that changes the way you think, or can be a portal into the album's specific universe, is more than just a good collection of songs. Take for example OK Computer by Radiohead. To summarize the world of this album as quickly as I can, it's about themes of paranoia, isolation, and the danger of a technology-dependent society. When I listened to this album for the first time, I thought that this entire album could have been an entire movie soundtrack, or could even have its own entire movie. With songs like Karma Police and No Surprises having that high production quality and cinematic build-up to the climax, all while maintaining well-written lyrics, this album stands alone in its cinematic elements. The song Exit Music for a Film was actually made and used for the 1996 film Romeo and Juliet, but I think a better example is the use of it in a Black Mirror episode. I really enjoyed their use of the song in Season 3 Episode 3 titled Shut Up and Dance. I'm not going to spoil it, but all I'll say is that the music summarized the dramatic ending more than perfectly. This album is not just an album, it's a story in a universe completely built by melodies and lyrics. Pink Floyd's 8th studio album, released in 1973 and is their most popular project, is The Dark Side of the Moon. This album was such an innovative thing at the time and is one of the key reasons we have such diverse music now. The song that stands out for this video on the album is The Great Gig in the Sky, because it has that cinematic end of a movie style with great vocals from Claire Torrey and the piano build up throughout the song. It really would make a good song for a finale. You didn't really think I'd go a video without talking about Tyler the Creator, did you? While Flower Boy might not have the movie soundtrack elements as the other songs, it doesn't disappoint in the journey it takes you on. Moving away from the chaos that was Goblin Wolf and Cherry Bomb, Tyler takes the listener to a sort of safe haven garden, where he opens up on his loneliness, boredom, and what the album is most known for, him coming out. One thing I love albums to do is for the music to feel like the title and the cover of the album, which Flower Boy does really well. This album has a distinctive atmosphere and feels like November. Lots of the songs are even named after gardening things or terms. If you want me to make a full video about this album, let me know, because I'd be happy to make a full video on Tyler the Creator. MF Doom has inspired countless of today's artists, and I recently listened to Food for the first time, and I don't know what other people thought of it, but I felt like I was in a comic book. The album plunges you into the Doom universe, and is so unique, I don't think I've heard an album like it before. The sound effects, the skits, and the interludes, even the actual songs and the lyrics. I highly recommend checking it out. Some albums don't just sound good, they linger in your mind. I'm not talking about catchy hits, nothing wrong with those, but albums that shift your perspective and transport you into their own universe. There's so many more albums I could have mentioned, but these were just a few I felt were worth sharing. So if you have any more you'd like to share, you can put it in the comment section, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe with notifications on. If you check out the link in the description, you can get a daily cleanser to improve your looks. You can check out the Patreon for behind the scenes content, exclusive videos, and more, and if you want to see a video better than this one, click one of the videos on screen.